Welcome to District Command Central, your go-to source for the latest news and updates on the Washington Commanders. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, so you never miss a play. CeeDee Lamb, the explosive wide receiver who has long been the pride and centerpiece of the Cowboys offense, has officially signed with the Commanders. And the NFL world is buzzing with speculation, gossip, and pure shock. This move is being whispered as one of the boldest maneuvers of the season. A true dribble in the eyes of Cowboys fans, who never imagined their star talent would switch conferences in such a headline-grabbing way. Imagine the locker room conversations, the subtle shifts in team dynamics, and the media frenzy that this signing is sure to ignite. Lamb's agility, his uncanny ability to read defenses, and his jaw-dropping sideline catches have made him a household name. And now the Commanders are poised to elevate their offense to levels few could have predicted. Fans are already debating whether this is a masterstroke of strategic brilliance, or a gamble that could either pay off massively or backfire spectacularly, depending on how well Lamb adapts to new teammates, a new playbook, and the high expectations that inevitably follow a player of his caliber. Rumors about the financial details, the incentives, and the behind-the-scenes negotiations have been swirling nonstop, painting a picture of a deal that was months in the making and involved multiple parties, agents, and even former teammates, who vouched for Lamb's ability to transform any offense he joins. Every analyst, former player, and commentator seems to have an opinion, making it impossible to ignore the sheer magnitude of this acquisition. The excitement surrounding Lamb's arrival is amplified by his reputation as a game-changer, someone who can not only make spectacular individual plays, but also elevate the performance of everyone around him. The Commanders fans, who have been longing for a dynamic playmaker capable of breaking defensive schemes and keeping defenders on their heels, are suddenly buzzing with hope, imagining highlight reels of Lamb's explosive runs, perfectly timed slants, and unstoppable deep routes. Sources close to the team suggest that the coaching staff has already begun designing plays specifically tailored to exploit Lamb's unique strengths, emphasizing his ability to create separation, his quick acceleration, and his instinctive understanding of defensive tendencies. Meanwhile, Cowboys fans are left in disbelief, some expressing frustration, others resigned to the fact that losing a player of this stature is part of the ruthless business side of football. Social media platforms have been flooded with reactions ranging from disbelief to admiration for the Commanders' bold move, while insider reports hint at intense discussions within the Cowboys management about how this unexpected departure will reshape their offensive strategy. The rumors also suggest that the deal included not just salary considerations, but performance-based incentives, clauses that reward Lamb for yards gained, touchdowns, and critical third-down conversions, all reflecting the team's confidence in his ability to dominate. As analysts speculate on how quickly he can integrate into the system and what immediate impact he might have, the narrative keeps building, feeding a frenzy of conjecture, excitement, and pure football drama that seems impossible to ignore. Whispers of the behind-the-scenes negotiations paint a picture of a saga filled with tension, late-night calls, and strategic chess moves that ultimately led to Lamb's signing with the Commanders. Sources hint that multiple teams were aggressively pursuing the receiver, creating a bidding war that reportedly drove the Commanders to push the limits of their salary cap flexibility. Speculation abounds that this move was not only about talent acquisition, but also about making a statement, signaling to the rest of the league that the Commanders are serious contenders and willing to make audacious moves to secure top-tier players. Meanwhile, pundits have been dissecting Lamb's career trajectory, his explosive growth over the past seasons, and his reputation for delivering under pressure, all pointing to why a player of his caliber is considered a transformative asset. Cowboys insiders, on the other hand, are said to be privately lamenting the loss, acknowledging that while trades and free agent signings are part of the sport, losing a fan favorite and a statistical leader leaves a void that is difficult to fill. The narrative surrounding this signing has become almost cinematic, complete with dramatic twists, speculative scenarios, and endless debates among fans about whether Lamb's new team will redefine their offensive identity or if the transition will present unforeseen challenges. Even former teammates have chimed in, hinting at the professionalism and drive that make Lamb not just a standout player, but also a leader, someone whose influence extends beyond the field. Rumors suggest that the Commanders' management strategically positioned the deal as both a talent acquisition and a marketing move, generating excitement, ticket sales, and social media engagement that rivals even the most high-profile player announcements. In recent years, talk of how Lamb's style will mesh with the Commanders' existing offensive core has become a central theme among analysts, with experts noting his unique combination of speed, hands, and football intelligence as a potential game-defining factor. The quarterback connection, often cited as crucial for wide receivers, is under intense scrutiny, with speculation about whether Lamb will instantly elevate the passing game or require an adjustment period to synchronize timing, chemistry, and playbook nuances. Observers are also pointing out the psychological angle. Lamb's presence could shift defensive strategies across the league, forcing opponents to reconsider their schemes, double cover certain areas, or adopt entirely new approaches, which in turn could open opportunities for his teammates. Meanwhile, the social media landscape is ablaze with memes, highlight compilations, and debates over what this signing means for the balance of power in the conference, as fans of both teams engage in passionate discussions about loyalty, strategy, and the ever-changing dynamics of professional football. Industry insiders hint at a narrative of ambition and calculated risk, noting that while the Commanders may have sacrificed short-term flexibility, they potentially gain long-term dominance. If Lamb's integration is seamless, behind the curtain, coaching staff reportedly held multiple strategy sessions, considering every possible formation, route adjustment, and timing sequence to maximize Lamb's explosive potential. Even commentators who tend to temper their excitement are openly marveling at the audacity of the signing, framing it as a move that could define the team's identity for years to come. The intrigue surrounding CeeDee Lamb's departure from the Cowboys and arrival at the Commanders is amplified by countless theories about motivations, internal dynamics, and the influence of agents, advisors, and family members. Rumors suggest that Lamb's decision was driven not only by financial incentives, but also by a desire for new challenges, leadership opportunities, and a chance to leave an indelible mark on a franchise hungry for success. Conversations in sports circles speculate about the ripple effect of his signing, from adjustments in offensive schemes to potential shifts in team culture, chemistry, and morale, which can often make or break the success of high-profile acquisitions. Analysts point out that players of Lamb's caliber carry an aura that can inspire teammates, demand defensive attention, and create an entirely new tempo for games, forcing coaches to rethink strategies week after week. Meanwhile, the Cowboys camp reportedly engaged in internal debates, balancing respect for Lamb's ambitions against the reality of losing a cornerstone talent, an emotional and strategic tension that fuels even more speculation among fans and pundits. Industry insiders note that this signing might trigger a domino effect across the league, prompting other franchises to reevaluate their rosters, consider bold acquisitions, or even explore trades to stay competitive, making Lamb's move feel like more than a single transaction, but rather a catalyst for a broader reshuffling of talent and influence. The narrative continues to swirl, blending facts, hints, and speculative chatter into a captivating story that fans can't stop following, eagerly awaiting the first moments on the field where Lamb's impact becomes undeniably visible. Despite the official announcement, the football world remains on edge with speculation about the long-term consequences of Lamb's move to the Commanders. Betting markets, fantasy football rankings, and analyst projections are being recalibrated almost in real time as experts try to predict how a player of Lamb's dynamism will influence games, statistics, and team outcomes. The conversation isn't limited to performance metrics, it extends to the psychological battlefield, the media coverage, and the league-wide perception of both franchises, as observers attempt to anticipate how other teams might respond strategically to the arrival of such a disruptive offensive force. Sources indicate that Commanders' leadership has been meticulous in planning, not only regarding contracts and incentives, but also in managing media narratives, fan engagement, and social media campaigns, all aimed at maximizing excitement and minimizing uncertainty. Meanwhile, whispers persist about potential behind-the-scenes tensions, locker room adjustments, and the subtle negotiations required to integrate a superstar into an existing system without upsetting delicate team dynamics. Analysts debate whether Lamb's presence might redefine positional expectations for wide receivers in the league, set a new benchmark for explosiveness, or even shift defensive recruitment priorities, fueling endless discussions on podcasts, talk shows, and online forums. The continuous buzz surrounding Lamb's move feels like a living, evolving story, one where every practice, comment, And rumor adds another layer to a saga that has captured the attention of football fans everywhere, blending excitement, anticipation, and a healthy dose of unpredictability into a narrative that refuses to settle. Now, with the ink barely dry on the contract and the news still radiating shockwaves, the Commanders' front office is reportedly navigating a delicate balance between maximizing Lamb's potential and managing expectations. Sources suggest that the coaching staff has begun envisioning intricate offensive schemes, timing-based route adjustments, and even unconventional formations designed to exploit his unique athletic gifts. While analysts wonder whether this is an opportunity to craft a new identity for the franchise, the broader league watches with bated breath, recognizing that a player of Lamb's caliber carries both the promise of explosive scoring and the pressure of heightened scrutiny, media attention, and fan expectations, all factors that can transform a signing from routine to legendary. Social media commentary has reached fever pitch, with supporters of the Commanders projecting victories, highlight reels, and record-breaking seasons, while Cowboys fans grapple with feelings of betrayal, nostalgia, and the stark reality of losing a star who has defined their recent successes. Industry insiders hint at additional layers of negotiation, subtle strategy shifts, and even psychological preparation aimed at ensuring that Lamb transitions smoothly, avoiding the pitfalls that sometimes accompany high-profile acquisitions. The ongoing chatter, speculation, and rumor-mongering are creating a narrative ecosystem where every interview, practice update, or cryptic comment can ignite a flurry of new theories, debates, and predictions. This is no longer just a player signing, it is an evolving spectacle, a story rich with human emotion, strategic maneuvering, and the unpredictable magic that makes professional football endlessly fascinating. If you're enjoying the coverage, make sure to smash that like button and drop a comment with your thoughts on the Commanders' latest moves. We want to hear from you. The arrival of CeeDee Lamb to the Commanders has sparked an immediate whirlwind of speculation about how his presence will reshape the team's offensive identity and broader strategic approach. Insiders hint that the coaching staff is meticulously mapping out plays that leverage Lamb's unique ability to exploit gaps, anticipate defensive movements, and turn short passes into game-changing gains, all while considering how his athletic prowess might redefine positional hierarchies. The locker room itself is reportedly buzzing, with teammates both excited and cautious, aware that integrating a superstar can elevate morale, but also challenge existing dynamics. Fans on social media have erupted into a mixture of celebration, anxiety, and endless theorizing, imagining scenarios where Lamb's explosive runs create highlight reels, inspire emerging talents, and even force opposing defenses to completely rethink their coverage schemes. Meanwhile, Cowboys loyalists are still grappling with the psychological impact of losing a player who was not only a statistical leader, but also a symbol of consistency and brilliance, fueling endless debates about loyalty, career trajectory, and the relentless business logic of professional football. Analysts speculate about the ripple effects across the league, suggesting that this signing might prompt other franchises to aggressively pursue high-caliber players, adjust salary strategies, and reimagine offensive frameworks to stay competitive, all while the Commanders quietly position themselves as potential frontrunners in a rapidly shifting landscape of talent, strategy, and media attention. Inside the Commanders' facility, whispers about the day-to-day integration of Lamb reveal an intricate dance between training routines, tactical adjustments, and psychological preparation. Coaches are reportedly focused not only on maximizing Lamb's physical gifts, but also on ensuring that the timing, rhythm, and chemistry with quarterbacks and receivers are flawless, knowing that even the smallest misalignment can undermine the impact of such a marquee signing. Teammates are said to oscillate between admiration, competition, and curiosity, speculating about the intangible qualities Lamb brings, his work ethic, leadership, and ability to perform under pressure. Media pundits are gleefully analyzing every snippet of information, from Lamb's first practice catches to subtle facial expressions during team meetings, interpreting each as a clue to how the season might unfold. Fan forums are overflowing with theories about explosive offensive strategies, daring play calls, and even potential positional shifts that could optimize Lamb's involvement, highlighting the near-mythical status he has attained in professional football culture. Behind the scenes, sources hint at subtle negotiations concerning Lamb's role, responsibilities, and even influence on game planning. A delicate balance that underscores how a superstar signing can ripple across every aspect of team operations. Meanwhile, the broader league watches closely, knowing that Lamb's presence alone may force defensive coordinators to innovate, anticipate, and adapt in ways they have never encountered, elevating the intrigue, drama, and narrative tension surrounding every upcoming matchup. Thanks for tuning into District Command Central. Make sure to subscribe and follow us for all the Commanders news you need. Until next time, keep the faith and hail to the Commanders.